What's good, people? I just had another SUP foil, not really downwind, but maybe small shore runner 4 to 5 hour session. And yeah, thought it's time to share my thoughts, my progress, the footage. And yeah, I'm really already in love with it. So yeah, first of all, here you can see us building up the equipment. We got extremely lucky as the guy who parked next to us got towed and we managed to repark the car before. But yeah, then we also had a lot of luck with the conditions as we had 0.6 meter waves, and then later on the session it got smaller. And yeah, here you can see Patrick, my partner in crime, trying to stand up for the first few times in the waves. And yeah, he's a really good balanced, extremely sporty guy. So yeah, you can see in the first sessions it's so unstable. And if you watch my video from the first session, I also fell in all the time. Didn't work at all, and then I'm really surprised because this was my fourth session now and I already felt so much more control on the water. Still, I think the Flatwater pop-up, especially with the white equipment, so a big front wing, is way easier than in the waves. But yeah, as you can see, I got it out of the water a few times. I almost filmed the full session, and you will only see the creme de la creme of the footage, as showing me falling into the water a couple hundred of times isn't that interesting to watch. But yeah, here you can see that it's just amazing once you get it out of the water. These small waves have so much energy as they move so fast, and I was on the Gong Veloce XXL, which is, as I was mostly used to even bigger foils, for me still feels like a fast foil. And yeah, the feeling if it glides is just amazing, especially as these waves really, they're not too big, and it's really difficult for me still to find where the power is. As I'm used to the boat wakes, I usually tend to just orientate myself on the bump before. So on the boat wakes, it's mostly the length between the bumps is the same, so you can just watch the bump before, and then you're basically at the spot where you need to be. But here it's completely different, as sometimes a bump is followed by a bigger bump, sometimes a good bump isn't followed by a bump at all. So it's really strange for me still, as I like to follow bumps around, and then sometimes I end up being in the flat and just pumping and not being on a bump. But yeah, if there are bumps, like in this video, there was some even seeable on the GoPro footage as well. On the GoPro, it always looks way smaller. But then this feeling, once you get it going, and there it goes so fast, it's such an amazing feeling. And it's just super addictive. I mean, out of the 4 to 5 hour sessions, there were not too many good whites. So I would say like maybe 15, 20 whites or something. But I still had an absolute blast, and the wind was only like 10 to 12 knots. In the beginning it was a bit stronger, then it got way less. So there were only a few kite foilers around, so not that much of wind, so not that much you could do otherwise, and this was just the absolute blast. Then the next thing for the session, the paddling against the wind. So it was almost onshore wind, so side onshore wind. It's really possible to paddle against the wind. Like, it wasn't much wind, but I thought it would be more difficult. But one more thing I realized is for the stability in the waves compared to the flat water. I think what makes a great difference is that in the waves, as you move up and downwards, you're heavier and lighter. So sometimes the board gets completely underwater, which makes it really unstable, and on the flat water that doesn't happen at all. So I think that's one more point where the waves just make it more difficult. But therefore once you get it going, which is not that frequent, but if you get it out of the water, it's just amazing. And here I could do these, like, I don't know if I can call it a shore runner. I basically paddled out maybe 150 meters and then went side on to the beach until it wasn't deep enough anymore. But just this feeling, you can see like the glide, and it's just moving, and you can turn it. And for me, I mean, I can already foil, but it's just amazing. And then when the waves got smaller, I changed to Patrick's setup on the Axis 1310, and I couldn't even paddle up the Veloce XXL anymore, but the 1310 made it so much easier. And that's also one thing where I was really surprised with it, as this thing goes quite fast. The pump set I'm used to was the Gong Veloce, not the Gong Curve XLT, and that has too much drag to keep up with the real waves in the sea or in the ocean. And the 1310 is fast enough for these bumps. I mean, it's maybe still 0.4 meter bumps at best. At something in the video playing right now. And yeah, the foil is fast enough, and I had a blast doing this. I mean, you can still see me pumping a lot, but then also gliding and still gliding, and it's such an amazing feeling as there's virtually no power around and you still get it up to gliding, which is just insane. And therefore I'm really excited, as I just ordered a SUP foil 1350 with the flat 325 bag, and I will run it on a 75 centimeter axis mast with an adapter. And I'm pretty excited to see if the 1350 is as fast as the 1310. I think it will be a bit slower, but still fast enough for the swell, I hope, at least. So yeah, there will be a lot of super light wind downwinding this year, I guess, which is just still amazing to me, as these waves are so tiny, and also looking from the beach it looked like nothing, as everything that broke was like 20 centimeters high. And on the outside there comes a bump every now and then, and you can catch them and glide, and it's just amazing. And already in this video it doesn't look like I'm so far, but the distance you can cover in a minute on foil is absolutely crazy in these waves, especially as they move so fast. And what can I say? I'm completely hooked. I'm really addicted to this. This is at the moment all I want to do. I can't wait to get better at it, and I'm really excited to see where downwinding takes this whole thing.